What's going on? Hi. How are you? I understand. Let's do some butts today. A little different for the channel, but instead of just hopping right into it and having a conversation, I feel like we need to do some releasing. Okay? There's a lot going on. Changes is being made. Shifts are happening, right? Let's take some deep breaths for a moment. So let's breathe in, breathe out. Again, we're gonna breathe in, we're gonna hold, right? And then release. And you can count to 5 or 10, whatever makes sense to you, whatever resonates with you. Breathe in. Release it through the mouth. And let's do something even better. You can close your eyes if you want. I close my eyes, but you don't have to close yours, okay? Let's do something a little bit different, okay? Let's breathe in. Good things, good things, good things are coming my way. Everything always works out for me. Release. Worry, doubt, fear that it won't. I don't know about you, but I feel better, child. Sometimes we just have to stop and take a breath and regroup. Sometimes you gotta do more than that. Take a shower, take a fast, do a fast, take a fast. Can you take a fast? I think it's more like do a fast. Either way, cleanse yourself in some type of way. Get rid of all of the doubt that you've been feeling. Maybe go out for a walk, go to the park. Do something that doesn't require a substance. Do something that doesn't require any type of additive that will, enhance or boost the self, right? You want to do something that can make you happy without it being, because all feelings are temporary, right? But it can instill a joy or happiness with you without an additive. Those memories tend to stay longer as well, as opposed to substance-induced activities. Those memories don't tend to stick as much as non-substance memories. Sometimes it's just better to let a thing be a thing. Because one thing's for sure is life is like an ocean or a river. Even though it may flow one way, there's always ebbs and flows, right? There's always rises and falls and calmness and rougher waters, and but it pushes you through to your next level. And whatever that next level is, Lord, whatever that next level is, it's something that was already written for you and prepared, and you can handle to some extent. So if you can handle it, then you can very much so do it. And however gracefully or ungracefully you feel like you handled a situation, you gather from, because I don't believe anyone leaves without the lessons that it is that they're supposed to. I think that's why you leave, is because you did what it was you're supposed to do. And the time for you is over. Humans understand death to be a thing that's only for old people and sick people, right? We only understand it to be because we need to understand it. We need to figure out this thing that has happened and why did it happen at this time, for whom it happened to, and things like that. So that we can understand it, we label it. Oh, it was too young. They were, you shouldn't have blah blah blah, or they weren't eating right, or they didn't take care of themselves, or well, they've had this disease for forever and the doctor already told them, so they live way beyond expectancy, and if they could have died at this age, but they lived to be this age. And we think we know a thing, and we think we understand a thing, and how life is supposed to go, right? Because, there's billions of people on the planet, and people live to be very old, and, you're really not supposed to die young. I think when you have a contract, they all come to an end. And I think when you sign your contract, you know when it's ending. But when you enter this human body, there are aspects of your contract that you don't remember, that you don't know, that you forget about, that you not necessarily forget, but I think it just doesn't travel with you into this realm, because the human flesh can't understand the human flesh in this experience does not understand the ethereal, the universe, the infinite. Why can't I say ethereal? Why? Ethereal. Okay, there we go. But it's not, because it's not for the humans. It's not for us to understand, because we have to have this experience. Understand what I'm saying? If we understood the ethereal, then people would live more happily. They would have more joy. There would be less unaliving rates, suicidal rates. There would be less homelessness. There would be less mental illness, because we understand how we are connected to the beyond. But because we don't, I believe there are parts of our contract that we are not supposed to be able to understand and know. We're just supposed to be here and make the decisions, which is the blessing and the curse of the human experience. Knowing if you made the right choices or not, and if you did what you were supposed to do. I believe we all do. I believe we all do, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We do what it is that we were supposed to do here. No matter what it looks like, we are doing what we're supposed to do here. And when your contract runs out and your soul leaves this vessel, it is, you get but not necessarily like a report card, but you get like an analytics to what you did. And I don't believe there's an award at the end. I think the award is that we get to assist others while they're here, because either you've been here many times or just starting. The little whispers that you hear is the guidance. We're always making decisions. I love it. And as the guidance comes, we have to, which is why we read books and study certain aspects of life and focus on specific things, because we need to be able to do what it is that we came here to do. So let me do this for you. Turn the camera around here. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna read from the book for you guys, but I just wanted to see what was coming out as I was talking. We have 3, 30, 53, and 42 here. 3, 3, 8, 5. Okay, that may mean something to you. It may mean something to you. It may mean something to you. Wizard of Awareness, making a choice, listening, wide open. You know, we are being made aware of a bunch of things right now, right? What's happening in the world, what's going on with nations, how they are connected, how they are not. A lot of people are paying more close attention to politics, where, as in, you probably didn't give two rats patootie before, right? You were never listening to the news as much as you are right now, right? And all of a sudden, you find yourself turning on CNN more often than not. Or, you know, more into pop culture more than not. Because recently someone famous did a thing, right? And then it's like, well, why do they get to do this thing? What makes it right? You know, you're questioning morals, values, ethics, and things of that nature. Not just for yourself, but the people in question, you know? How do they get to make these choices without, you know, the people's consent, so to speak? How do you get to say a thing is a thing, or a thing be of a thing? And you know, like, it's like, who's making these choices? Who gets to say what is right, what is good, what is just for a large group of people? And I mean, not just politics, but you know, just everything in your own life. And you may be questioning a lot of things, not just politics, just things in your own life where you may have been able to keep a job for years, and now it just seems like nothing is soothing, nothing is fulfilling, nothing is beneficial. And you may be thinking about that. Yeah, we're all in a big making choices decision year. All of us are realigning ourselves with the things that we want to see that are better for us, more for us, helpful to us, and not harmful to us. And let's read Wizard of Awareness. Your soul knows best. Be still and observe. Mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. This applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new, powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. Wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go. Experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shifting and change, no matter how much you want things to stay the same. Wizard of Awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It's all good, let it be, and watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. You may also be warned. You may also be warned that too much force behind a desire for a specific outcome robs you of a true and full experience. Step back. Take your energy away from your situation and focus on gratitude for every changing conditions of life. Are you perhaps trying to control the outcome of something because you don't trust in your highest good? Meditate, be still, and your answer will come without any effort on your part. Be a neutral observer, and you'll see how this moment is but a small marker on the map of your life's journey. I love these map oracles. Love them, love them, love them. They're so insightful, and it's aligned for the conversation that we're having, is it not? Right? So much is changing. So many things are shifting. And now you have to sit back and reevaluate your personal space, the sacredness of it, who belongs in it, who does not, what is good for you, what is not, where you should be going, not just in love. I understand we all want love, but you need to understand that loving yourself first, loving your journey first, is going to produce the actual love that not only you deserve, but it will be healthy. There won't be any toxicity in it because you have taken the time to reevaluate yourself, person, places, things, your actual wants, desires you want in your life, not living for someone else, but living for yourself with a partner. You know, when man came to this earth, no matter who came first, the man, the woman, all of this is debatable, right? But one thing is for sure, and two things is for certain. It was two people. That's how we kept creating more people. So yes, having a partner is important, but what type of partner? How should that partner appear? What is it that you are offering that partner and that partner is offering you? Or partners. Some of us have multiple partners. This is not just about marriage in the societal sense of what marriage is and what it means. Okay? We are so programmed and regulated with rules that we forget that we are sovereign beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And it is hard to grasp that with all of these rules, regulations, and constructs around us telling us when to make a left turn, when to make a right turn, at what age we should be, at what age we should be, when in fact we should be tuning into ourselves. We have to tune those things out. And I'm not saying be reckless against the law. What I am saying, though, is there are ways to live within the confinements of the law and still live your life's journey. Yes. Okay? We must make the effort to learn new ways to live. Okay? Making a choice. 30. I love this card. There is always choices. I just did my little podcast thing today talking about that. Once you choose and it begins to feel mundane, or you're stuck, or it's not quite where you think it should be, choose again, and then choose again, and then choose again. Making a choice. Both doors have beautiful openings. Look at them. Both sides has beautiful openings. You are required to come to a decision now. You're faced with a dilemma or a fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next right action. Whatever that choice is, you must take responsibility. Not all have answers right. You may not have all the answers right now, because the way ahead can't be known until you've embarked and traveled a few steps. Trust your intuition. Ask for a sign from spirit, and you will be led to the right path. If you remain conscious and aware, Your choice will be the right one at this time. Life is always about learning. Success lies in choosing consciously, guided by intuition and spirit. This may not be the time to abdicate responsibility for your life. Letting others choose for you doesn't make things easier. Don't compromise because you're afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. I'm going to read that again. Don't compromise because you are afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. Even if you opted for a difficult path, you can always make another choice. In the future, there is great power in reclaiming your ability to choose. No one can take that away from you no matter what. Don't give your power away. If you're willing to be rigorously honest with yourself about your motives behind your choices, you may see the need to change things. You can change course and choose another route. Just be willing to clean up what you have left behind. You know, people are always talking about when they make so-called mistakes. Yes, I put that in quotes because mistakes to me are not real. They're just choices that allow you to make another choice. And once you make those so-called mistakes, you can always go back and soothe things. And yes, sometimes you cannot. Sometimes they're infinite. Sometimes they are choices that you've made that will always have a mark, that will always have a bad taste in your mouth when you think about it, or when it's, when the memory comes in. But it is a reminder. Memories are reminders, key markers, if you will, of when a major shift happened that was extremely uncomfortable. And what was it that you did to get out of that? And if you did not like the choice that you made to get out of that, how can you choose again? How can you course correct? Is there a way for you to do so? Listening, and I love that they use the elephant for you listening with those huge ears. The most sensitive animal on the planet, but can be the most destructive. Listening. An open heart will hear the message. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment. For the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. You may be feeling that you're not being heard, that perhaps your needs aren't valid, that your song will go unsung. Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere of influence. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want. Listening has another meaning too. It also asks if you're refusing to listen to someone else, preferring to hear what you want instead of what's being said. This is the time to get out of denial. This card always brings freedom if you need its advice. Are you listening as well as being heard? And the only way to be heard is to listen so that you can actively, correctly, clarify what it is that you're trying to express in your wants, needs, desires, and requests, so that the person that is listening, and hopefully they're listening without judgment, malice, or manipulation, with the intent of manipulation. And as long as that is happening, you can be heard when they're listening. Okay? Also, I'm going to say, what are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you feeding yourself? What information are you feeding into you? Wide open. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. All manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. This wide open card is a signal that you're able to truly manifest your dreams and that your goals are in sight. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time. So speak up and speak out. This card is the sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Allow for greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream. Envy, jealousy, and possessiveness are the character flaws to be careful of at this time. You or someone else is closed off. Unable to remain open to new ideas or intimacy, heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love. What you aspire to will choke the life out of that which you desire. Open your heart and loosen your grip, for what is truly yours can be never withheld from you. If another is shutting you down, let that person be. Don't try to force a door or a mind to open. Be open, but don't try to force someone else to be open. Okay? People awaken in their own time. I mean, if you check what's happening now, a lot of people are seeking answers in different ways. And there's all kinds of ways to get answers, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be through astronomy, astrology, or tarot, or spirituality. There are a lot of people living their lives in different types of ways. People who are tapped into the spiritual realm, using spirituality as a tool to manage this life, understand that more so than anyone else, I believe, because anything outside of that closes your mind, shuts you down, puts you in a box. Spirituality has no box. There is no specific corner you have to be in or stay in to experience it, to understand it, to feel it, and to convey it. But a lot of times, people try to even box that in. But you cannot box in spirit. You cannot box a spirit in unless you put it in a vessel, unless you put it into something, right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Not humans. I mean, you're a human that it has spiritual, things going on, experiences. But the spiritual part of you, your soul, and even, there's even debates and books in regards to that. The difference between a soul and a spirit. I don't think there is one. Honestly, I really don't. Because, so now you want to tell me my soul goes somewhere else, my spirit goes somewhere else, and then there's the body vessel. Or the spirit evolves into the soul. Like, there's a lot of information out here. And which goes back to, what are you listening to? What are you feeding yourself? What are you understanding? What type of music do you listen to? Sometimes you just need to listen to beats and no words. And sometimes you need to actually listen to the words. Because sometimes we don't even listen to the words because we like the beat so much that the words don't matter. But the words matter just as much as the beat does. Listen, family, I want you to stay strong. Understand that you are the deciding factor in your journey. You are the main character in this story of life, of your life. Because there's a legacy regardless whether you leave a building with your name on it or not. The fact that were here and you experienced this human experience is the legacy. And any information that you pass down to any other human having the same type of experience or a similar experience is legacy. So concentrate on the mark that it is that you are to leave, what it is that you should be doing, how you should be doing it. And watch the universe take care of you. Watch how well it takes care of you. Watch how greatly it takes care of you. And be careful about what your markers are, about what is great and what is not, what is satisfactory to you, you know, because us as humans, we have all of these expectations and markers about what is good living and what is, you know, so-called bad living. And I mean, because there are some homeless people that are truly happy with their lives, truly happy with the fact that they're not paying a light, gas, water bill, insurance bill, or any of those other bills. They're not concerned about how anything is going to be taken care of when they're gone, because they will be too busy enjoying afterlife, you know. Stick to what matters to you. The importance of how things should be for you, your life, your family, your friends, your circle, inner and outer, you know, because that's what that is where your impact is. That is where your impact lies. Your impact lies in your immediate span first, before the outreach of others. And even when it is the outreach of others, and then you create a community of some sort, at some point those people get closer to you. So that is in fact to be considered. Consider the information coming into you and what it is that you're putting out. You guys are awesome. You truly have this. You know, you have to stop letting the flesh, your human experience, fear you into specific choices that you know that are not good for you, that are not healthy, and are not helping. And stick to what is. Stick to what works. Change what doesn't. Sending you so much love. Blessings.